so good to see someone who's, well, alive. Are you with the Thalmor? Oh, thank Ifra. I knew they'd send help. They wiped our camp out. When the patrol disappeared, I thought... Wait, where are the rest of you? The Fists of Thalmor. They sent a patrol, but they were attacked. I couldn't watch. There was nothing I could do. If you're not with them... I don't know. When they attacked, it was a rout. We couldn't defend ourselves. But the Thalmor... It might be possible. This is a lot to ask, but could you have a look? Maybe someone's still alive in there. Be careful in there. There are things in the shadows. I didn't get a good look at them. They swept through the Fists of Thalmor like a storm of arrows. There was nothing I could do but run. The survey team gets supplies from them every month. I tried to warn the Fists of Thalmor before they entered the forest. I was too late. Until a few years back, Wilding Run was a village. Not a large one, but enough to be missed. They all vanished. No one knows what happened, save that the Hound once set foot here. The Thalmor sent us to investigate. They say he was once a Bosmer, and this was his home. With all the destruction he's brought upon us, it seemed reasonable that he may be the cause of the disappearances. Now, I'm the only one left. Dead. Like those Fists of Thalmor. The creatures set upon us at night. If I hadn't been up late doing research... I don't like to think about it. Can we talk about something else?
Another victim of the forest? Or have you been spared its horrors? Nilendra's alive. If she made it, there's hope for the captain and all the rest. We scattered like chickens when the creatures attacked. All of our training, gone. Fear is a funny thing, yes. Even the captain panicked. Possibly. He's a great bear of a man. If anyone survived, it'd be him. I sent a scout to search for survivors. She hasn't reported back. And the sentiment is appreciated. But if you go in there, best take care of your own hide. Only Bandar knows what else is in there. Just delivering supplies. A survey team works in the ruins. We keep them fed, carry correspondence, and make sure they're all right. This is the first time anything bad's happened. Probably the last, too. Old bones and a bunch of rocks to me. If you asked anyone here, you'd think they'd discovered Falinesti. If they found something, it's probably best forgotten. Not if they got hit by the same creatures. I suppose there's no way to know for sure. Not without going in there. If you find them, tell them to keep their heads down. Maybe whatever they woke up will go back to sleep. Corpses, tough as iron. A shade followed them. We couldn't get a good look at it. I've heard stories about the undead, but I never thought I'd live one. We were trained to fight men, not what's left when they die.
Are you insane? Get out of here! Run while you still can. There's no telling when they'll strike again.
You must be insane. Guess I won't question my good fortune. The ones I've found are dead, but I haven't seen a sign of Captain Trelano or the Lieutenant anywhere. There's some tracks, but they don't make any sense. Surveyors' camps. Hopefully some of them made it out. I'm not optimistic. After that, we should search the ruins. We could try the Overlook, but that's a far trek. The dead. You may have noticed, but they're a lot more lively here. Put one down and it just gets up again later. If you see a corpse, signal me. I have some arrows that might do the trick. Ask quickly. We're in the canopy without our climbing hooks. Let's not waste time. I should. Been at Jaxper for many years. Joined the Fists of Thalmor when the Dominion started recruiting. Figured they would need a guide. Turns out I was right. No, but every few years this part of Valenwood gets restless. Lights in the forest, pebbles flying around, it's different every time. Never heard of it getting this bad before. I served the Green Lady for years. Venorial, and one before Guerry. When the Dominion formed, some of us Jaxpers joined as a show of good faith. And, well, High Elves aren't exactly known for their forestry. Nothing personal, but to my ears, you're like an old mammoth stumbling in the brush. I jest. Truly, Venoria once said that about me. I do miss her. Strong, taciturn, figured actions spoke louder than words. A true Green Lady, if there ever was one. When she passed, we all felt it. The Jaxper especially. Jaxper arrows, useful for hiding bodies when, well, sometimes you don't want them lying around. Tips coated in a special oil. Nothing magical, just speeds things up a little. Hard to come by. I've only a few left. Good. We don't have much time. Keep as quiet as you can. Signal me if you see any suspicious corpses. My arrows will make short work of them.
Two sets of tracks. One moving slowly, the other limping. We're getting close. Wounds made by a sword. Tracks heading south. Heavier going than coming, so they must have took something from here.
Just the two of us. You won't dig and see dig. Wrist. Never be yours.
Ahead of the survey team. Rally on. Marafi swore to protect her. The range washed away any sign of tracks. Let's keep moving. Killed recently. Is that the lieutenant's sword? He must be nearby. Lieutenant Evander! Your hat.
Captain,
Who did this?
you've got to stop him.
He's badly hurt. I'll see if I can get him bandaged up.
He's trapped, captured with a snare of Daedric magic. He will be made into the ones you have fought, or killed if proven too weak. If you wish to free him, be warned. You may take his place. One who is eager to end the horrors of this place. I am a shadow of Ulthorn, the one who is called the Hound. I seek to make amends. We should make haste. He slips further away with every breath. Prepare yourself. The journey is difficult. Close your eyes. Step. Are you ready to free your friend? Not much time left. Allow me to clear your eyes. There. A bit more in focus. A prison of the mind, built for who I once was. Hircine gazed into my soul, turning memories into a torturous labyrinth. One part of me escaped, and Hircine made it into a weapon. Deep within the prison, where Gamekeeper Azai cracks his mind like a nut. If she succeeds, she will hollow him out and make him into one of her servants. His shell will roam Nirn, hunting and killing everyone he ever knew. Simply pass this barrier. See the items on the table? 3 memories meant to steal a hound's resolve. Choose correctly, and the barrier falls. Choose poorly, and her servants will have fresh prey. An echo of Ulthorn before he became the Hound. When he left this place, his hunt for the Green Lady consumed him, exactly as Hircine intended. Everything else was left behind. I was left behind. A forge. Instead of steel, it shapes flesh. Instead of fire, it stokes the soul. Here, Hircine crafted his hound, a living weapon driven by passion. Gamekeeper Ozai is not so discriminating. They build a crude army of dead flesh. A harvester of souls. Hircine used her to create this prison. She crafted the perfect madness from my memories. Hircine did not abandon this prison. He gave it to Gamekeeper Ozai, and she created an army of husks from Hircine's conquests. She seeks to overrun the Valenwood and slaughter its people. I cannot allow that. A forge. Instead of steel, it shapes flesh. Instead of fire, it stokes the soul. Here, Hircine crafted his hound, a living weapon driven by passion. Gamekeeper Ozai is not so discriminating. They build a crude army of dead flesh. Hircine, a tyrant from oblivion. Hircine, who is half the conscience of man. He is the father of werebeasts and thrills in the hunt, no matter the prey. I was a hunter once. When the Green Lady rejected me, I searched for aid. I came to Wilding Run and found Hircine waiting for me. He turned my love into an obsession, twisted it to his infernal purposes, and I became his hound. To capture the Green Lady, I would think. The strongest of the Bosmer, greatest hunters of Nirn. How could Hircine resist such formidable prey? He sought her as a trophy for generations, and I was the key. In life, I laughed. Some say I was mischievous. An impractical present for a practical woman seemed irresistibly witty. Only one of these will unbar the way. Choose carefully.
course, Ulthorn. It's a beautiful first kill.
Then you...
How could I not? But the spinners have summoned me. I must go to Sylvanar.
Choose carefully where you place your mark. Only one will open the path. You remind me of my old self. Proud and full of hope. When my love left to become the Green Lady, she left something behind. I kept it to remind myself of our time together, of what could have been. Green Lady? But that's impossible!
If the spinners say I am, then I must be. We weren't meant to be.
No! You must refuse! Gwearing, we will not be torn apart like this!
Ulthorn, please. My part in the story is... over.
Then the story is wrong! We're nearly there. Choose and be done with it. You remind me of my old self. Proud and full of hope. In my darkest hour, I prayed to every god and creature on Nirn. I was desperate. I needed a way to change what was. Change the story of the Bosmer. I found it here.
You shouldn't have come, Ulthorn.
They fear him, Gwearing. With Hircine's aid, we could...
The Daedra Prince? I won't hear any more. If you think I turn against my people, you're mad.
I don't care what it takes. Gwearing, I won't let this die. I'll do anything for you.
Anything? Then stop. My duty is to my people. I will protect them from any threat, even you.
Gwearing.
Take back the amulet, Ulthorn. Take it! And remember what we once were.
This isn't over. This is not the end. Ahead waits Gamekeeper Ozai. I hope you are both strong enough to overcome this.
No! Lieutenant Yvondir! No, not again. Have mercy, I can't remember! No! Lieutenant Yvondir! And they burned. The fire was so hot, I couldn't save them. So many of them. We couldn't get away. No, not again. Have mercy, I can't remember. I can't Not strong enough!
You brought me a present. Ah, a strong vessel for us to flip. So strong. We'll delight in wearing your skin.
Return, Captain Trillano. Return and leave your memories behind. At last, Gamekeeper Ozai is defeated. The tortured souls now avenged. Long have I waited for this day. Back to Wilding Run, where he'd be safe. I couldn't stop her from capturing him, but I can undo the damage she's done. He won't remember much. I know the horrors Gamekeeper Ozai can wreak upon an unprotected mind. None should have to endure that agony. I cannot leave this place. It is bound to me, and I to it. I'll find a way to destroy it, even if it destroys me in the process. Of course! You need only ask. After all you have done, this is the least I can do. You've saved countless souls. Gamekeeper Ozai's army threatened to engulf all of the Valenwood. Its people can ill afford another threat in these troubled times. Farewell, friend.
Where am I? The attack. The lieutenant was injured. I pulled him into a bush to hide. After that... voices. Dead ones. I struck at them. The lieutenant, he isn't... My scout? Corporal Brulenith? Then Sergeant Dagler might still be alive. She'd be camped at our fallback position. I must go to them. Thank you for all you've done. I'd be dead if you hadn't come.
I found you.
Give me a moment. To get my bearings. Let's go over events on the way back.
You're back. I knew you'd make it.
I couldn't leave the lieutenant behind. I dragged him back to camp before I came looking for you. Don't look so surprised. I can navigate the forest, especially since you kept the spirit's attention. The hardest part was keeping his wounds closed. For now, Wilding Run always got a little strange every few years. Spirits, strange lights. It's different every time. Loss, death, pain. Sometimes Daedra are to blame. It's hard to say. Continue to scout for the Fists of Thalmor. Someone needs to look out for these mammoths in the brush. If we meet again, the drinks are on me.
Never thought I'd say it, but I'll be glad to strike a living enemy again. I've had enough of undead for one day. Maybe for a lifetime. I'm drafting a report for command. I hope you don't mind accolades. If it was up to me, you'd get the biggest damn medal they'd make.
I've recommended we cease investigation. At least until the dead lie down again. It's a miracle any Fists of Thalmor made it out.
Seems we've you to thank for Captain Trellano and the Lieutenant's return. Joan and Jode shall dance with you wherever you may roam.